Are you going to introduce me?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, you're a professional.
Yeah. Okay, we are trying to have an interview here, Soundfield, and
Hi, my name is Peter, and I'm in charge of kind of development and stuff at Soundfield. Soundfield is a specialist microphone manufacturer, and we specialize in stereo and surround sound microphones. We have a whole range of models, going from your studio units to units especially designed for big broadcasting events like the World Cup, like Premiership football in the UK, and so on. But we also do portable systems for location recording, film sound effects, ambiances, maybe electronic news gathering, and so on, in both stereo and surround sound. It's a very unique way of doing it in that we capture surround sound from a single point in space. So we have one microphone that uses 4 capsules to generate 4 audio signals, which is an omnidirectional signal, a forward-facing figure of 8, sideways-facing figure of 8, and an up and down figure of 8. And
can you show it off then on the... Yeah?
This is an example of one of our studio microphones, the Soundfield Mark 5. And basically we have the 3 axes, front to back, left to right, and up and down, and basically an omnidirectional reference. And it is very much, the easiest way to look at it is as a 3-dimensional Blumlein stroke MS technology, which we can then decode afterwards to stereo, 5.1, 6.1, or whatever format you want. So it really differs, for example, from a specific 5.1 setup that is only going to give you 5.1. So this is what makes it very appealing, especially to broadcasters who are doing 5.1, but obviously they're also still doing stereo and so on. Another very powerful aspect is the fact that the B format is very easy to do post-production on. So for example, here we're showing our software, Surround Zone, which is in this case running on Nuendo, but it also runs on the Pro Tools, Pyramix, Soundscape, Samplitude, Sequoia, Sadie, you name it, most of the major platforms. What the software allows you to do is to choose your delivery format, whether it's stereo, 5.1, 6.1, but also change a lot of the parameters. So for example, here we have 4 input channels. If we send it to the plugin and we choose the stereo page, we can in post-production change the stereo angle and the polar patterns. So here we have figure of 8s all the way through to omni. So this is already quite unique, but because it's not just stereo, we can also go and listen around the microphone. So you can use it as a sound effect because everything is automated and MIDI mapped, but you can also just use it as a subtle kind of tweak. And then there are the 5.1 pages, which work very much in the same way, where you can control the gain of each of the channels, where you can rotate sound sources around your head, where you can tilt, where you can zoom in and out of sources, and so on. So it's a complete package from capture through to post-production for stereo and 5.1, as well as having a whole live chain. So if you're doing broadcasts like Sky Sports in the UK, like the World Cup in Germany, like basketball in Italy, and so on, you can do everything live. So it's a little bit of an overview of Soundfield.
Okay. Can you show us an interface here from the microphone itself?
I'll show you this one.
Okay.
It's actually a complete unit.
Yep.
This is our portable controller, which is a small box which can run off DC, microphone input, your stereo outputs for any kind of stereo work, as well as the B format output. So that's your Omni and 3 figure of 8s, which you can use with the post-production software. It's a DC input, so it will run on any batteries between 9 and 18 volts. We supply here, for example, a lithium-ion battery that will give you about 4 hours of life. So this is a complete kit here, including the small portable microphone. It also comes with a complete windshield, shock mount, and so on and so forth. So it's a complete kit for the location recording guy. Over here we have the brand new and very first digital Soundfield product, which was launched a couple of months ago at IBC, but it actually was first used at the World Cup in Germany. So we had one of these at each of the stadiums to capture all the ambience, whether you're listening in mono on your radio, in stereo on your TV, or if you're lucky enough to 5.1 on BBC HD in the UK, or all the other stations that were doing broadcasts in HD. So that's the brand new digital system. This is the first Soundfield where all the processing actually takes place in digital. So although the microphone is still analog, we still have analog mic pre's, which are relay switched on the inputs. From then on, we have high quality ATD straight into the DSP, and from then on, all the processing is done in digital. So again, we have control over polar pattern and stereo width right from the front panel, we have the mic rotate control, so I can actually rotate the microphone around virtually from the controller. We can select sample rates. For example, now we're running 192, but for broadcast we're more likely to be running at 48K. So that's a bit of an overview.
Okay, thank you very much for talking. Does the song, does the software also run on TDM system and stuff?
Yes, so it's Pro Tools HD, so it's a TDM plugin, both PC and Mac, although most people are Mac. So yes, it runs on Pro Tools HD.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice convention.
I'll try my best. Thank you very much.